Hi everybody, John Semenko is here with Beer Law Center. I am enjoying a red IPA from my friends over at Patch Brewing in Gordonsville, Virginia, and wanted to talk to you today about THC beverages. I've been getting a lot of questions about this, mostly from breweries, but also wineries, distilleries, and folks just wanting to start a business. What does it take for me to make a THC beverage in my facility? Okay, so here's the thing. THC, if it's Delta-9 THC, that is a controlled substance, right? That is the Schedule 1 drug on with the federal government that is illegal. However, if it is Delta-9 THC derived from a plant, not synthetic, but derived from a plant, and it is less than 0.3% by dry weight, then it's legally classified as hemp. And it is federally legal everywhere. You can sell it across state lines, you can transport it, you can sell it anywhere. So what we figured out in the last year or so that's gotten really popular are THC beverages. So if I take like 16 ounces of a beverage, can't be alcohol, you cannot mix Delta-9 THC with alcohol. That's federally illegal and certainly illegal in North Carolina where I am. But if I took like a seltzer, no alcohol in it, and added Delta-9 THC, less than 0.3% by dry weight, that's really important, I've got a THC beverage. Well, what's the dry weight on a liquid beverage? Well, just like beer, I know that this beer is, it's got an ABV to it. Let's say it's 7% ABV. That means 93% of this is water or stuff that's not alcohol. So if I drive off all the alcohol and the water, all the stuff that's left, the dry bits, the scum around the outside of the glass, all that other stuff, that's the dried weight that we're measuring it against. So all those flavors, additives, stabilizers, all that other stuff is the dry weight. So if you've got, say, a very heavily flavored seltzer with lots of puree in it or something like that, it's going to have a higher dry weight. And so you could have more milligrams of THC in it to still be under that 0.3% THC Delta-9 by dry weight. Okay, so that's really important, is it's whatever else is in there besides the water and the Delta-9 THC. Here's the other thing, though, that's really, really important. So as I said, Delta-9 THC is the Schedule 1 drug, right? And only if it's below 0.3% THC by dry weight is it hemp. So how are you going to dilute your product, right? Because if it's more concentrated than 0.3% by dry weight, it's illegal. And if you're a licensed hemp processor, you can do that. You can have higher concentrations because you're planning on diluting it down or something like that. Most breweries are not licensed hemp processors. The people selling you the Delta-9 THC, they're hemp processors, so they can have it a higher concentration. But here's the thing, if it's over that 0.3%, and you bring it in like a 5-gallon bucket of Delta-9 THC that you're gonna dump into your bright tank and dilute down with seltzer, if you bring in that concentrated Delta-9 THC, as far as the federal and state government are concerned, that's just like bringing in cocaine into your brewery. It's a Schedule 1 drug, right? It is illegal. If the ALE, DEA, or somebody walked in at that point, you could lose your permit. You are not allowed to have that on site. So you either have to be very creative about how you dilute that before it comes into the brewery, or you need to receive it in a form that's at least 0.3% or less by dry weight. So it's really important to think through this and figure out how you're going to actually do it before you just buy your THC and start doing stuff in your brewery. Now, the likelihood that you're going to get caught, I don't know, but it's certainly not something I would want to risk my brewery or my business on if, say, somebody next door gets mad at me and calls and ALE shows up while I'm making this stuff and I've got a bucket of Delta-9 and they say, congratulations, we're shutting you down because you got an illegal substance in your brewery. Not a situation I want to deal with. All right, so those are the two things that kind of keep me awake at night, right, in terms of how things are going to work with THC beverages. There's more about this, but I'm going to end this video now. Watch for the next video because I'm going to talk about labeling, producing, and selling and all that sort of stuff. So like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.